Hey guys, so I hope you like that little mini VFX sequence. I'm going to be breaking down the entire visual effects process in this multi-part video. So we're going to be looking at the filming, the on-set preparation. We're going to be talking about creating visual effects props that can be used later in the visual effects. And finally, in part 3, we're going to look at an extensive breakdown of the visual effects, including full CG environments and how we can blend those seamlessly with our real footage. So stick around for this video. It's not going to be one you guys want to miss. And let's jump into it. The first thing we needed to do was break a hole in the ice and build a frame for the green screen. A few sticks and duct tape and we're good to go. I put some tracking markers around the edges and some larger ones on the sides. Our green screen covers most of our actor, but if there are areas hanging over, we just roto them off. And that was it for the mini green screen setup, but now we had to get around to making the big hole. This means smashing the ice over and over until we have a big enough area for our actress. We also placed a few ice chunks around the hole just for the set design. Pretty good. Before filming, I wanted to capture some data on set, things like texture reference, or doing a lighting test the day before, just to make sure that we're going to be good, we understand the light direction that we have. I also took set measurements to understand the scale of the scene, as well as how far our camera is away from the subject. This will be useful when we reconstruct it virtually later. And those were the main things for the shoot, and we were good to go. And that was a wrap on our shoot day. But guys, this is only just the starting point to make this project work. Part 2, the props. The props play a big role in the shoot. In our story, the main prop is a semi-permeable sphere, so I needed to create something that was lightweight and that we can track CG onto later. And it needed to light up our actor as well, as this was the main light source. Now, if you're wondering exactly what this thing is, it's essentially just a light up beach ball off of Amazon. We duct taped it to a handle and drew black tracking markers on it, which I'll explain a little bit more about in the visual effects portion later. Now, if you're wondering why not just use a real glass like a fish tank, we don't want to reflect the real scene in the trees that are around on set, as well as risking having glass on set breaking. Now, the next thing we need is something to put inside. So my wife sacrificed her kale plant and we're going to use it in this video. I 3D scanned it using Polycam, and later I'll put this into the sphere. We also bought a real Canadian Army gas mask for the scene. And that was it for the props. But now, on to the most important part of this process, creating the visual effects. First, we start with the assets. A little bit of sculpting in Adobe Medium and terrain generation in Gaia. Gives us the pieces we need to assemble our scene. I grabbed a ship from big, medium, small and animated it flying through our ice canyon. We animate a camera following our ship as well, and then we move on to decorating up our scene. Procedural textures and layered shaders. After this, we get our effects passes, as well as preparing our footage for visual effects with invisible visual effects. We can't just add CG on top. First, we have to remove the object that's there, and this is how we create the sphere. And then onto my favorite part, lighting and compositing. Compositing is the secret skill to making your shots look feature film quality. Here we have hundreds of color corrections and blending elements across the scene. This is the bridge between practical and CGI, and we filmed our own elements with smoke that we can add into the scene in multiple ways, such as using this element in the headlights of the vehicle. We add some lens dirt as the ship flies by, and we even render some fake reflections for the eyes. This is the level of detail we need to get into. And if you want to learn to make films and VFX at this level, you know where to go. Check the link in the description, and you can get started with our Nuke Beginner series and gain this valuable skill set.